Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds. And it is game time. That is the season is starting tomorrow. And I am so excited at Talking Reds. Everyone is excited at Talking Reds for tomorrow's game because this is where it all begins. Liverpool face Crystal Palace in the Community Shield for their first competitive game of the season. Get in the chat your predictions, your potential lineups potentially in the chat as well, and also your hopes for the season and what you think could happen tomorrow. So yeah, we are earlier than usual. We usually are at 7 o'clock, but today we are at 5 o'clock. Got some things to do this evening. So yeah, I thought I'd bring you guys a little preview a little bit earlier on. So get in the chat your predictions, your wishes for tomorrow, and who are you excited to see tomorrow for the first time in a competitive game with Liverpool. So obviously got new signing in Verts, Frimpong, Kirkes, Mamadashvili, Ekitike, obviously Rio Enyonyi coming through as well, and Ben Doka as well for the youngsters. Who are you excited to see in tomorrow's game, and what are your predictions and what are your predicted lineups as well? So I'm going to give all mine throughout the stream. Make sure you get yours in the chat. And first thing I ask you to do is just hit that like button. Takes 2 seconds to hit the like button, helps out massively at Talking Reds, and also subscribe to the channel for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and every bit of Liverpool content you could ask for. So we're here, guys. We are here. The season starts tomorrow. After winning the Premier League last season, we do face FA Cup winners in Crystal Palace, who had a very, very good end to the season last season. Let's be honest there. They had a poor start for their standards, but after a push in the Premier League towards the end of the season and a fantastic, successful FA Cup run, having beaten Man City in the final, fair play to them for that. For their first trophy in their entire history of the club, they will face us in the Community Shield tomorrow. How excited you guys are at the start of the season? Yes, it's a Community Shield. Yes, it's a bit of a friendly in it, but it's a competitive game and it's the start of what hopefully is another successful season under Arne Slot. So tomorrow's team news is as follows. Obviously, Alisson Becker just come back from injury into full training. So whether he starts or not, that is up for debate. I want to give my predicted lineup shortly, but regarding Alisson Becker, he's only just come into full resuming in training after. Didn't he get ill? I don't know if it took a knock, but I'm sure he got ill. And also with McAllister, another doubt for tomorrow potentially because he has come back into training, still not fully throwing him into the deep end, having had a big knock on him as well. So potentially no Alisson Becker tomorrow at the starting of the game, and potentially no McAllister at the start as well because they're trying to ease him back in. Regarding Crystal Palace, Gehi, Adam Wharton, and Nathaniel Klein all have returned from injury. Chet Doucouré misses out, and so does Chadi Riyad misses out as well for Crystal Palace. So pretty much a full strength, apart from Doucouré for Palace, and pretty much a full strength team for Liverpool, really. Pretty much a full strength team to pick from if he is to go with Alisson Becker, if he is to go with Alexis McAllister. But we will go through that in just a short time. So tomorrow we get to see Arne Slot in action. We get to see Arne Slot really with his first slot side in a competitive game. Yes, it still counts as a friendly, but for me, it's a competitive game. It's for a trophy, though maybe it one that people look down on. It's for a trophy, and it also kicks off at start of the season. You want to start the season right. You want to start the season win, whether it's a preseason, a charity shield, or not, whatnot. You need to start the season correctly. And getting a win tomorrow for me, it's not absolute. The result is not absolutely vital, but what I want to see tomorrow is good performances, good individual performances, a good team performance, and start that momentum, kicking it off tomorrow. The quicker we do that, the better we can get into the season, and we kick off next week with Bournemouth. So a brilliant performance tomorrow only should enlighten and should enlight a good performance for next week, hopefully. So you need to start that momentum off straight away. And you got to remember here, us and Crystal Palace really are the only two English sides in terms of the Premier League that are having half competitive game to warm up for the season. So we should take that as an advantage. Whilst others are playing pre-season friendlies, we've seen that today. Man United played today. Arsenal playing today as well. They're playing pre-season friendlies, so it's not as competitive. Charity Shield, the Community Shield, is a pre-season friendly, technically, but it's a bit more competitive. So we've got that little edge of getting that competitiveness into a game earlier on than anyone else. And when it comes to Premier League and when it comes to the highest elite in world football, you sort of look at those fine margins. And I think a Community Shield can be seen as like a fine margin for teams for getting their players in and ready. It is much more competitive than your standard friendly. So I think that would help us ease into the season much easier for me. And that's why I want to see a bit more intensity tomorrow, a bit more triangles going on, a bit more tactics being played out tomorrow, a bit more. Yeah, we want to win this more than, like I said, the result doesn't really matter. If we don't win it, we don't win it, as long as the performance is all right. But it's going to be more like, yes, come on, let's win this, if that makes sense. And I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm excited for everyone back. If you are watching live, make sure you do hit that like button and get in the comments as well. What are you looking forward to tomorrow? Who are you looking forward to tomorrow? Who are you looking forward to watching in tomorrow's match? So getting down to the team then, who do you think the team's going to be, the predicted lineup? So my predicted lineup would be, for me, with Alisson Becker just coming back into full training, I think Mamardashvili starts. And Alisson Becker hadn't had any preseason under his belt, has he? So I expect Mamardashvili to start the game. Maybe Alisson Becker to come on in the second half, potentially. I don't know. I'm trying to think how our Community Shield works. Is it 5 subs or is it still unlimited subs? I don't know how it works. I'm presuming it's just 5 subs. But I still expect Alisson Becker to get some second half minutes, if I'm honest. Right back, it will be potentially Jeremy Frimpong. I would go Jeremy Frimpong right now. Is Bradley fully fit? Not really. It's hard with Bradley at the moment, and you don't know if he's going to be fit or not. But I would go Frimpong at right back, Van Dijk, Konate centre back. Centre back. In fact, actually, there was a slight concern on Virgil van Dijk's fitness, so there was talks of potentially even starting Endo at centre back or Robertson at centre back, which I hope not. But I still expect Van Dijk to start. Van Dijk, Konate, and Kerkez at left back. Midfield. McAllister obviously still not fully fit. He's been playing big parts in games. He played the other night, didn't he, with the youngsters in the first game against Bilbao. I do expect McAllister to be on the bench tomorrow. So it will be a midfield 2 of Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. That's what I'm expecting. Up front, I think it picks itself, doesn't it? I think it picks itself. Salah, Gakpo on the wings, Wirtz behind Ekitike. I think that pretty much picks itself. I think that's an easy one to predict. Would I go for it? Yes, I would. Gakpo deserves to start, and I think Ria Angamo will certainly get some minutes. Absolutely, and rightly so. Will he get some minutes tomorrow? And he'll get some minutes hopefully next week as well against Bournemouth. And we'll see throughout the season how vital Ria Angamo pushing Gakpo is. But right now, as we start the season, Gakpo is number 1 left winger. He's got to start on the left wing. Ekitike is obviously the only option we have now for number 9. Isak, potentially soon. I don't know. Let's see. There was a few updates earlier on Isak about Luke Edwards saying that Newcastle have basically shut the door on Isak leaving. My thoughts on that is he's got a lot wrong this summer, Luke Edwards. So I won't worry too much about that. I still think are likely pushing for Liverpool right now. It is looking likely for Liverpool more than staying at Newcastle. That's what the overall reports are on that anyway. But you can believe whatever you want to believe. I think Newcastle fans will jump on whatever gives them some positives at the moment. They will try to hang on every single positive they have at the moment because they don't have many positives to hang on to. So Newcastle fans will be in like a cheering mood today because of the Luke Edwards story that came out early. But I wouldn't hold your breath, Newcastle fans, because like I said, he's had a poor summer for his reports. But yeah, going back to Liverpool tomorrow, Ekitike will start up front. So I'm excited to see what he can offer tomorrow in a competitive game against a Crystal Palace, a very well-drilled Crystal Palace team, because Glasner had them playing last season very, very well towards the end of the season. Very well-drilled, especially defensively as well. They've got some big attackers like Eze, Mateta, unbelievable players going forward. But their defense, that's why Matt Gahey's been very, very much touted by Liverpool. You know, Adam Wharton is a absolutely fantastic DM that should be snapped up pretty much soon. I think there was talks about him having a gentleman agreement for next summer, leaving Crystal Palace. So if Liverpool's on that bandwagon, I'm happy with that because Adam Watson's an unbelievable DM. And I think it will be it will be the first test, I'd say, for the new players, the first experience of going against a Premier League side, one that certainly can match teams on their day. Crystal Palace are one of the best teams for me outside of the top, the original top 4, top 6. And they didn't perform very, very well towards the beginning of the season. It was towards the end where they started picking up points. They started really showing what they were all about. And again, like I said, Glasner is a very, very good manager, well-drilled manager, gets the team playing very, very good football, but also being very, very stubborn at the back. This is exciting to see because this is where we're going to see now how good Averts is in Premier League, how good an XTK could work in the Premier League. And I'm not saying that, if XTK plays poor tomorrow, then it's all done, because that doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. XTK could take 2 or 3 games to adjust to the Premier League. It could hit the ground running. But one thing I won't do is give up on him if he, I'm not saying he will play poor tomorrow, but if he does, Liverpool fans should just wait and be patient about this. He is going to adjust a new league. Same with Wirtz. Wirtz might not hit the ground running. He should do, because Wirtz is like next level. He's like one of the best in the world already. But if he doesn't hit the ground running, there's nothing to panic about. These two are going to adjust to new leagues, and playing Palace tomorrow is the first test for them. Same with Ping Pong. Ping Pong's the exact same. New league, obviously much tougher league than the Bundesliga, and definitely a much tougher league than the Eredivisie. So he's going to be adjusting to that. Kerkez should be okay. Kerkez has been playing in this league, for Bournemouth, so he should be okay. But my eyes right now are firmly on, I'd say, Wirtz and XTK. That's what I'm interested in seeing tomorrow, and see if there's any link-up play between them both, because Wirtz will play behind XTK, and it'd be interesting to see the dynamics of 2 new guys and 2 old guards in the front line. That'd be very interesting to see the dynamics of that against a very well-drilled Palace team. Salah and Gakpo on either wing, with Wirtz and XTK in the middle. It'd be interesting to see how they link up, and they have linked up absolutely fantastically throughout the preseason. I think they've done fantastically throughout the preseason. We've seen glimpses of what XTK could do, and I think we've seen more than glimpses of what Wirtz can do. Not just his link-up play either. It just his creativity that's been fantastic for Wirtz. It's his forward runs, his runs into the box. He can get some goals this season. Very much so. John's in the chat. Good evening, John. How are you doing? I say good evening, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. High thoughts on vice captain role, and who do you think it will be? So there was a report last week about it being Salah. It's an interesting one, though, because obviously Salah, I'd agree with being Salah if it is Salah, because it'd be a good one. But if he is to leave in 2 years' time, then would we give it a play that's going to only have 2 years left on his contract and it leaves at the end of it? I would personally look at Alexis McAllister. Personally, I'm just looking at who's going to be here. Alisson Becker's another shout, but I'm not as a vice. In fact, as a vice captain, actually, Alisson Becker could be the one. But then you're looking at captain, aren't you? Because Van Dijk's only got 2 years left. Obviously, that's his extension. Unless he goes a bit further, do we give it Van Dijk and Salah, and then they both go in 2 years, and we got whole new captain and vice captain? It could be. That could be the way forward, because then we don't know who's here in the next couple of years. Konate could leave. Alisson Becker might be pushed out by Mount. No one really knows what could happen in a couple of years' time. But right now, I would be looking at Salah. I would be looking at Alisson Becker. And my long-term one, if he is a long-term option, Alexis McAllister. I do like Szoboszlai, but I think Alexis McAllister is the one that he guaranteed playing in midfield for me, because he's our best midfielder. So what's your thoughts, John? What are your thoughts? Who would you like to be vice captain? Who do you think it could be as well? Right now, I think it looks like it's going to be Salah. Right now. But things can change, and who knows what could happen. But right now, Salah for the next 2 years looks absolutely fantastic for me. So, predictions, guys. Predictions. Palace against Liverpool. These games are so tough to predict, and we saw it last season when Liverpool kicked off their season against Ipswich. Usually people go into that game and say, oh, Ipswich has just come up. We should be absolutely steamrolling them. But what people don't realise is you don't really steamroll teams straight away like that. You need to get into your groove. You need to get fully into the season, really. You need at least a few games behind you before you start seeing some real patterns of play, some real match fitness to, everyone's in sync. You need a few games really behind you, especially competitive games. So it could be like not saying a scrappy game tomorrow, but it can be a scrappy game because it is the first game, it is the first competitive game of the season, and no one is fully match fit as of yet. No one's fully in sync yet. We've got a lot of new signings. Remember that. Although these signings were probably needed, it still has a big impact on connections. I'm not saying like personal connections. All the lads seem that they're going to get along fantastic, especially Frimpong. Frimpong's gets along with everyone right now, and which helps Wirtz come into it because the mates at Leverkusen. But in terms of connections on the pitch, that could take a while. So it's not, it's hard just to say, oh yeah, they're going to run straight in and that's it. We're going to steamroll teams. We didn't steamroll Ipswich. We basically just about got past Ipswich last season in the first game. And Arne Slot said it spot on in that game. He said, look, and they said it later on in the season, didn't they? He said, if we played Ipswich a little bit later on in the season, we might have steamrolled them. It didn't say the word steamroll, but, might have been better performance. When it's the first game, it doesn't work like that. So I'm expecting not a scrappy game as such, but maybe a close game in all circumstances. I won't say we're going to be play poor or Palace are going to play poor. I think the standards are going to be very, very good. Both teams are very good standards, obviously. Premier League champions, FA Cup champions. But I do think it's going to be a close game. And it's going to be one of those that could go down either late on or even it could even go to penalties. But I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool. And I think it'll be a late goal. Possibly the last 10 minutes. I'm going quite specific there, I know, but that's my prediction. 2-1 to Liverpool, quite a goal in the last 10 minutes for Liverpool to win it. We could even go 1-0 down, if I'm honest. We could even go 1-0 down. There's been times this pre-season we've looked a bit iffy at the back and we've been prone to the counter-attack. And that's where I look at Palace and think that's what their threat's going to be tomorrow. That's where their threat's going to be tomorrow is counter-attack. They've got some very, very skillful players and very pretty much fast players. So that's where I think they'll be looking at to beat Liverpool tomorrow on the counter-attack. Obviously, with Sarr, Eze and Mateta. But what I'm looking at is the fullbacks. And that's what I'm looking at the season. Because of our attacking Frimpong and Kerkez are, we've got to be very careful of Crystal Palace fullbacks. Mitchell gets forward, and so does Richards. Both of them get forward quite often, and that's where they can hurt a team. When you're looking at Eze, you're gonna, Eze is obviously their best player. It's their best player, the most skillful, most technical, is their biggest threat going forward. So when you're looking at players like that, you sort of concentrate, you sort of think, oh, how do we stop him? How do we stop Mateta? Do we man mark Mateta? But Mateta wants man marking because he wants you behind his back. He likes that power play sort of thing. Do you stand off Mateta? The battle between Mateta and the two defenders will always be there in the air. What Mateta needs to do probably is try separate both defenders if he can. He'll try going from one to the other. Usually they go to Kanate, don't they? When they get a target man like that, usually they target Kanate target men. But whilst we are looking at Mateta, whilst we are looking at Eze and even Sarr as threats, our focus may be off their wing backs who do get fouled. Tyreek Mitchell, especially. That's what I'm looking at in terms of being a big threat going forward and creating things. And that's where I'm looking at our fullbacks. How attacking will our fullbacks be? And are they covering those wing backs? And it doesn't help, obviously, with Van Dijk not being, don't know if he's going to be fit or not. If Robbo plays there or Endo plays then we could be in serious trouble with, especially with Mateta as well. If Endo plays there and Robbo plays there, then Mateta absolutely targets them. That will be a big issue for us. But if Van Dijk plays, I think it will be more their fullbacks. I'm looking at their fullbacks getting forward and how we cover that. But I do think they do score. I think they do score and they counter. And I'm actually predicting, guys. I know I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm not biased. This is what you'll see will be throughout the season. The reason why I'm good at predicting Liverpool games is because I'm not biased. A lot of people just say, "Oh, we're going to the games, we're going to win, we're going to win, we're going to win." I don't just think, "Oh, we're going to win a game because we're Liverpool." We should, on paper, Liverpool should be able to win every game. They've got the best team, but football doesn't work like that. I look at other teams, and I respect other teams, and I know how they can attack, and I know how they can beat teams. Crystal Palace are a very, very well-drilled side, a side that is very threatening, and has lots of pace and lots of skillful and technical players. So I am predicting that Palace go 1-0 up. As mad as it sounds, I think it will be on the counter-attack, and that's why I'm looking at Sarr scoring the goal. I think Sarr will score the goal, but I think Liverpool will dominate then after that. I think Liverpool will dominate most of the game. But I think the dominance will come to prevail. I think it'll be 1-1 about half-time, I'd say. This is very specific predictions, by the way, but I think we'll win it later on. Eldo, hello, Juan is back in, listening from Las Vegas. Yeah, I get asked to go on Las Vegas. 3-0 says Juan. 3-0 says Juan, but I like your optimism though, Juan. I do. What time is it in Las Vegas right now? I presume usually. Are you still at work, by the way? I know you normally do the night shift, Juan, but are you still at work now? 7 hours behind, so it's what, 10 o'clock over there? Or are you back home? Are you back home chilling after a night's work in Las Vegas? So Juan is pretty much a night bird. If he works in Las Vegas, you've got to be a night owl. You've got to be a night owl. You've got to be up all night, I presume, especially when he works in an hotel in Las Vegas. He's pretty much a night owl. He's probably right June right now asleep, if I'm honest. But yeah, this is I absolutely appreciate and I absolutely love how dedicated as well worldwide fan bases are for teams, because the times people get up for the games. I mean, if you look at Liverpool tomorrow, what time is it in Las Vegas? So 7 hours behind, so it'd be 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, it will be, well, even earlier. So Juan, what time will it be tomorrow when Liverpool kick off? Day off for Juan. Day off. I love it. I absolutely love it. So what time, Juan, will it be in Las Vegas tomorrow for the Liverpool game? So 3 o'clock over here. Will it be about 8 o'clock? I want to say 8 o'clock in Las Vegas. 3-1 said Adam. You actually think they're going to concede as well, said Adam. Juan said today's going to be 808 degrees. What is that in? Can anyone tell me in the chat what that is in Celsius? I don't really go by Fahrenheit. Which I've never really understood. I understand the difference between Fahrenheit and Celsius, but I never understand why Fahrenheit gets used more than Celsius, especially in America. Because Celsius makes more sense. Because when you talk about freezing is like 0 degrees Celsius. And it makes sense for it to be 0 degrees. Isn't it like 34 or something Fahrenheit, which makes zero sense. But yeah, 108 degrees. What is that in Celsius? Can someone tell me in the chat? 7 a.m. today. Wow, 7 a.m. And he's up and getting his breakfast. And whilst we are going pretty much into the evening, it's 5:30. Oh, I mean 7 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, 7 a.m. tomorrow. That's what time the game is. 7 a.m. tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I mean, some parts of the world, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, especially Asia, to watch the games. That's dedication. That's absolute, and that's what that's why I absolutely love coming on here and creating channels like this, because I want to have people from across the world to be able to talk about their favorite team, talk about football, talk about Liverpool. This is what it's all about, connecting with fans across the world for me. 7 a.m. tomorrow. So, it's a shame that it's not 1 o'clock kickoff. Sorry, man. 42.2 Celsius. You do know, Juan, right? If that temperature was over in UK, schools would be shut. Schools shut. Shops would be shut. I think there actually is like a Celsius that where certain workplaces have to shut over here. Especially if they don't have like air conditioning and things like that. Some places just do not have air conditioning. I think it's like a standard practice in America to have air conditioning. In England, we don't have that. In UK, we don't really have air conditioning as much as we should do in shops when it's like that. But 42.2 degrees Celsius over here, the country being meltdown. pardon the pun, it would be a meltdown. It'd be like, oh my word, what is this? And everything be shutting up. Like, we'd probably have some sort of blackout or something. Fortitude. But what was it? Our heat wave were like, it was about a month, 2 months ago, our heat wave in UK. They were like 28 up to 30 degrees Celsius, 28, 30 tops. I think it's supposed to hit that again this week. So that'd be a heat wave over here. And in Las Vegas, that's just a standard day, standard morning probably. That's every day here in the Somerset one. Yeah. By the way, Juan, if you ever come to the UK, if you ever come to the UK, I don't know if you have already or not, but if you ever come to the UK, anyone that's watching across the world, if you ever come to the UK, pack everything. And when I mean pack everything, pack shorts, pack a raincoat, pack a snow boots. That's what I'm saying. Pack literally everything. Pack for every weather. Because over here we don't have seasons really. We have obviously autumn, spring, winter, summer, but we have coat on and coat off. That's our seasons. Freezing or warm. That's it. So you need to pack. If you do ever come to the UK, one, make sure you pack for every single weather possible. And be delicate. And I'm not talking like days. Every single weather could happen in one day in the UK. Every single weather. When I went to Turkey, it recently was 55 Celsius, and I'm from the UK, so CJ. If it's 55 over here, then that will be a national lockdown. We'd literally have a lockdown again. We would. There's not a chance we'd work or open anything in 55 degrees Celsius. I live in the Lake District. You definitely need to pack for everything here, said Adam. And Lake District's actually not that far from where I am. I'm from the north. I'm from Yorkshire. So I exactly feel the same way as Adam. Like Lake District, we literally have I mean, today it's been sunny, now it's pouring down and rain and windy. It just makes no sense. Our nice weather is 12 degrees in it. It says CJ. 12 degrees is like, yeah, shorts weather, in it? It's shorts weather over here. It's even worse. I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from the north of England. Not as north as Newcastle, like Isaac. Maybe that's why it's coming down. But then even Scotland's even worse for weather. Scotland's just constant rain. But yeah, if you ever come to the UK one, and if you ever do come to UK, tell us about it. We'll do like a meetup or something for all the Talking Reds fans. But yeah, if you ever come to UK, pack for everything. I'm telling you. So yeah, my prediction for tomorrow. Sorry for going off a tangent. But sometimes we might go on a tangent on the tomorrow's prediction for me is going to be 2-1 Liverpool, 90 a last 10-minute goal winner from Liverpool. 1-0 down, 2-1 win. That's my prediction for tomorrow. But yeah, it's so nice to get back into the season, back into football. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited for the season. Community Shield tomorrow, and we have certainly a match reaction tomorrow for the Community Shield. So make sure you do watching for that. I'm trying to get another person on for the watch along if we can get a watch along going. But we will get watch alongs next week. Certainly, watch alongs will be here next week for the Bournemouth game. But there will be a match reaction tomorrow for the game as well, which will be about 5:30. Honestly, I think Jake's doing the match reaction tomorrow about 5:30. So tune into that, and we will get watch alongs started next week against Bournemouth, hopefully. And much, much more throughout the week as well. Match previews, latest news, breaking news. We will provide everything we can for you at Talking Reds. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also get your notification bells on as well for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and Liverpool content you could ever ask for. Talking Reds is the channel for you. Get involved. Join us at Talking Reds.